best. Yeah, right now with see what I can do, but definitely if I can get a chance, I'll definitely be there. So,
Okay.
are you planning?
Yeah, yes. I'm planning to go there. It's an exciting event.
Definitely.
There's a lady from New York said the mayor of Miami is proper pro crypto.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There's gonna be, yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a lot of, yeah. They'll have like in El Salvador who's trying to build Bitcoin City as well. So there'll be quite a lot of pro crypto, high level audience there. So fun.
excellent,
Yep.
excellent.
Are you planning to go there just for those dates, or you'll be there earlier?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go for those dates. I'll let you know how it's happening because you got your team in Miami as well, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Would be good if you can introduce if your guys introduce me to a few people.
Sure.
Are the people in Miami hospitable or what?
You know, I'd say they are. Yeah. You can't.
You're not sure what's happening.
No, I'm sure they are. Yeah, they're great. They're good people. They'll show you around the
Fantastic.
areas of Miami. So
Yeah. Good. I think we're waiting for another speaker.
yep.
Hi guys, we're just waiting for 2 more speakers. They will be in a moment. Please wait for 10 minutes.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
No worries.
That's all right. We're
How do I
enjoying
get
our-
on the actual? Where am I? I don't see myself.
Well, we can hear you, so you're somewhere on the. This it's like Invisible Woman. Do you know what? Why don't you look down? Look at the panel, swipe it all the way to the left, tap on the red arrow that points to the left, and then come back to this room. You will see our room in the hall.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe something on your phone.
Yeah, it still didn't. Maybe I'll come back.
Yeah, because we want to see you, you know, otherwise I'll be guessing where you are. You could be sitting on my table right now. I'll be like,
I already tried to do that.
yeah. You're laid there in a pose. Fantastic. So how are things going with the project? You've got
Moving
all
right
your-
along. Moving right along. You know, it's right now it's all a bit you know, very crazy, lots of activity. But
I see my. Of course.
oh. There you
Hold on. I can't see you. What's happening? Can you see her? Felipe?
Nope. No, I don't see anybody.
I'm like on the chair. Oh.
You may have to tap the stage to move up on stage.
Yeah, she's on the
Me?
stage, but
Yep.
yeah. She's on the stage because we can hear her, but we cannot see her.
Weird.
Sorry, is that Shira?
Yeah.
Hello, Shira.
Hi.
Well, you know, it's going to be an interesting event, I assume. We don't see where we can hear.
I'm like the voice of God.
Goddess,
my icon
goddess,
at all?
let me correct you.
No.
That's so. I mean, I could jump out again. I did that, and then when I go back to the room, it's so
Which
funny.
are you sitting on?
I'm sitting on the left, the second to left chair.
So you're right next to Felipe right now.
How do I know that? One sec. Let me. I'm
I'm
next
over
to
here.
Danish.
Tap.
I'm next to Danish. I'm in
Okay,
between Danish,
Danish.
and Philippa.
I don't see you.
Well, you
Sorry,
can.
Danish, can you see?
Yeah, you're there with the yellow background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you sitting right next to me.
I cannot see you at all. I don't know what's going on. Must be my phone.
The room and come back. Maybe I'll see you.
Weird.
Hi guys, we are gonna start soon. Sean, you're here?
I'm here and I
Great.
can see. Oh yes, I can see you now. Fantastic. Result.
So you need to restart the app to see the speaker, right?
No, I had to get out of the room and I
Oh,
had to
okay.
come back.
Great, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, hello, Shira, Felipe, Danish. Oh, Danish lost his connection. It's all going swimmingly today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Can you hear me now?
Danish, hello?
Hey,
Absolutely, absolutely.
fantastic.
Well, let's start. Good morning, good afternoon. How's
Morning.
everyone?
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Great. Shira, how are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm driving back in California. I was visiting a friend from college I haven't seen since before COVID. So, real life stuff. Seeing her baby and everything and heading back to LA for work
Oh,
right now.
was the last time you saw her, she didn't have a baby?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. Must have been a wonderful experience. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Connect.Club.
Thank you.
Social networking in the metaverse at its best. So my name is Sean Alimov. I'm a global program director, and I'm also the founder of the NFT Club on this platform. It's currently the largest club on this platform. It's got a highly engaged members representing over 28 countries. So we are a video and audio social networking platform with a mission to revolutionize the way how people interact with content, as well how they interact with their communities, with their peers in the internet. How do you feel about that?
It's pretty
Honor.
cool stuff.
Well, why
Yeah,
don't we
sounds
start
dope.
with why don't we start with a bit of an intros? Ladies first, as they say. Shira, we know you in Cali. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I've been based out of LA for almost 2 decades, which is crazy. I'm from Montreal, in Canada, if there's any Canadians out there. I founded What's Trending, a company that covers digital and social media a decade ago. And we were one of the first to editorialize the social media celebrity space. So I'm part media entrepreneur, part broadcaster and storyteller. I host a radio show with an app called Odyssey Daily on an LGBTQ plus music talk station. I'm into wellness and have a wellness company called Peace Inside Live. And now I'm merging all those worlds into my work in Web3 to, as a curator, as a host and interviewer, and an advisor and consultant, as well as a collector. So yeah, it's been really awesome to be moving into this space and to feel the energy of what I did feel way back when and see where this goes. So that's a bit about me.
Great. I guess, should I go next?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
You're on.
Seems awfully
You're on
awfully
mute,
quiet.
Sean.
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm talking and I'm muted. Yes, fantastic intro. I'm very intrigued. I know Felipe is intrigued. I know Danish is intrigued. So thank you very much. Welcome to Connect.Club. Danish, you're next. And he runs away. Felipe, why don't you take the lead? And you are muted also.
Sorry. All right, here I am. Let me try that again. So nice to meet everybody. I've been in the blockchain space for about 7 years now, mostly dealing with fintech and technology, and explore that space and trying to scaling the business into different types of companies. Being in the NFT probably for about almost a year now. I met some very interesting people in the past 6 months that have this amazing project about how to go forward with NFT and building in a whole ecosystem around a project. So being very involved in that, using the experience that I have for working for a few blockchain companies in the past and still doing. So yeah, that's me. And right now we're at full speed ahead, taking this project off and going all the way. Yep, that's me. I also, so just to also a bit, I specialize in growth marketing, product marketing. I basically package any sort of product and try to make sure that I find a narrative for the correct target audience. So yeah, that's a bit about my things that I do.
Thank you, Felipe. And of course, we know you. You're already a user of this platform. Delighted to have you here. Danish.
Yep, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Danish is back. He told us he will be. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Great. Well, thanks for having me here. I'm Danish Chaudhary. I'm CEO of an exchange called FMFW.io. Previously used to be Bitcoin.com exchange. I came on board with Roger to create the exchange about 3 years ago. But outside of that, I've been in the space since 2010. 2000, lots of things come. I have a family office in a VC. We make it Avid and about quite a big, I guess, been early second, for the course of the last year that, they've really proliferated. So I've got part of Flamingo DAO, Upside Down, and a few others that are big into NFT collection and fund various businesses that are in the Web3 space sort of thing. So that's mostly it.
Sean, you're muted again.
Thank you. I'm excited to have you here with us. I'd like to encourage our audience to power with yourself, tapping on the avatar. If you don't know me and we haven't connected, please tap on my avatar also. Connect with me, which is next to photos. And for everyone who is attending, we've got exciting news for you. There is a little bonus for all of you. We're doing it for the first. We provide you access to our private Discord channel. I shall give you the instructions how to do it at the end of this chat. But it is going to be extended for our wonderful speakers and for people who ask questions, come to the stage and engage with us during these amazing sessions. So let's start with the following. We all love NFTs. We're all in the space. Can I just ask you a question? Do you own already, or are you planning to invest in the NFTs? Let's start with Shira.
Um, yeah, I do. I would hope that if you're in this space and talking about it, that you'd be playing in the space um, and learning, or else it would be kind of inauthentic. So yeah, I do own NFTs, and I'm very focused on NFTs that have great leaders, people with aligned values behind it. Definitely female focused. That have founders that are from minority or marginalized communities, and just using my platform to definitely lift up their projects. So those are typically projects that I really want to support, or that have social impact connected to them. Because for me, it creates some more sustainability, and then I feel like I'm also contributing to like a good cause while also being part of an emerging, growing movement.
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
Felipe, what about you?
Yeah, definitely. I've been, when I entered the space, I took a deep dive, and I'm owning a few, looking at new ones, new projects. Mostly also looking from from a product side, also seeing like how these projects are, expanding and what they're offering in terms of just having as an NFT. I'm very focused on their ecosystem, so I always look into that. I'm trying to learn as much as possible from them. I think a lot of projects have done some amazing stuff, been able to really like pinpoint what makes them special and from the rest of them, and try to put that kind of stuff into towards our projects and the ones I work with. And I totally agree with you. The ones that are, the ones that can shine are the ones that really have a good set of leaders and clear vision of values. So I think those are the ones that really will have a bright future and will be able to value to the ecosystem and to those NFT holders. So yeah, definitely very involved.
Danny, shall we assume that you're actually building a portfolio NFTs? Are you an avid investor?
Yeah, really avid investor. I've kind of been in space for a long time. I've spoken to a lot of the founders of the prominent ones, Bored Apes and Lava Labs, etc., who I know well, and some of them, like Cool Cats, for example, I know the team pretty well. So I'm happy to support artists in the space, but I think along the others, I think I'm more now focused on, or have been focused on, NFTs with actual utility and real world use cases, outside of just, a metaverse or like tokens or whatever. But now I think, NFTs are such a tool that your real world utility can be applied to them, like Farouk's Rock Radio, or there's various physical members clubs that are coming around. And yeah, happy to support causes such as World of Women, and crypto clubs and whichever ones are coming around, because I think their NFTs are a good gateway for good causes and supporting various things. So yes, definitely active.
Well, let me ask you this question then. What are the most significant drawbacks, in your opinion, to sinking your hard-earned money into NFTs?
The drawbacks?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like the drawback really is like over the course of, especially last year and over the last 6 months, you've seen a proliferation of NFTs that come out with a lot of hype, a lot of marketing. Teams raise a bunch of money, and then either the product is terrible or the exit scam, right? So, for example, recently what happened was the whole Pixelmon debacle, where I think people bought basically what they thought were generative pixelated Pokemons that would, be bred on chain with the whole ecosystem around them. And when they were revealed, they were just terrible. And I think a lot of people saw, like, Kevin's the famous one, and people spend 3 ETH on each of those. And those are the drawbacks, right? That people can get very easily roped into ideas and future roadmaps when the teams behind them can't and won't deliver. So that's the biggest one, I think. There are other drawbacks, of course. Some NFTs, there are blue chips that will always hold value, but it's an emerging space. It's very trend driven, very hype driven, and when the hype goes down, the liquidity disappears, and you can't really offload any NFTs unless you're a collector, right? So if you're trading them, then you have a bit of a problem when the trend dies down. But yeah, I think the biggest drawback really is just not, and it happens by accident, and I guess you kind of learn. But yeah, the biggest drawback is investing in NFTs that aren't going to lead to anywhere, and you're just left with useless pixels.
Shira, what are your thoughts?
My app shut down while you asked the question, but I'm assuming you said what are the drawbacks of the space?
Yeah, what are the drawbacks? How much value is there in owning an asset that you don't actually control?
I think this space is still being figured out. So the reality is there are issues, right, as we're figuring it out. So definitely the scams, the hacks, people clicking on links they shouldn't click on, the launch of projects that have a lot of hype and then them not managing stuff properly on the back end, which sucks when people are putting their money into something and investing in something that were pitched and it just doesn't fulfill that. So I think that we're learning to filter projects that make sense and don't make sense, or I think people, as they play in the space, they're learning what flags to look out for. It's like dating, you learn about the red flags, right? And then seeing what it means to do your own research. What?
I wouldn't know. I haven't dated for over 20 years.
You just skip straight to the action, right?
For you, yeah.
That took me off the market quickly.
I think there's a lot to figure out, right? And I think that you could say, as the space has grown and it grew really quickly, I do think we've seen just so many projects pop up recently. Even I am overwhelmed. I can't keep up, right? I'm gone for a week with work and just not as on top of it. And there's so much that happens, right? I'm in these DM groups. So I think that it's going to make it so that it's going to be harder for some projects possibly to get the attention that they deserve, even if they're good. But we're going to have to get more creative in terms of getting out there in front of people, partnering with bigger projects. You're going to see consolidation. And you're going to see a lot of people there that have jumped on board and then are going to launch their project because maybe it's, they were launching it within the space that they thought it was a few months ago even, or last year, and it's just not even the same space. So that's also a drawback, is that it changes so quickly that it's really challenging to, you create a roadmap and then to really focus on that and stay the course, because the space could be completely different.
Felipe, I think the reasons to own, let's talk about art, the reasons to own physical art and the reasons to own digital art are most commonly extremely different. They're coming from the different areas. In my opinion, you can't digitalize physical art, so the reason I learned one of a kind painting is when we go to the museum, that these tokens simply can't provide. So do you think, is this also a drawback of NFTs?
No, I'll be honest, I don't think that's word own right now, it's kind of for different people, they have different purposes. I think the guy said some very good points about, watching out for red flags. For those who were involved in the ICO time, when all the ICOs came out, it's like going through that again, so you pretty much have to be you shouldn't invest in something that you don't understand fully, and you need to spend time on understanding like where the space is moving, um, in the next couple of months. I think that like that thing between physical and owning an encrypted wallet or address in your crypto. I mean, that's something that we've already passed that, and I think that right now everybody's looking for liquidity, right? I mean, to be fully honest, even real art collectors, they always look away, even though they might admire their paintings, but then they put it back on sale. So you really have to like look for that utility and liquidity, and try to make sure that you join projects that have that in their mind and have that outlooked, and what value is it going to know. So it really doesn't really matter. I mean, if it's physical or it's in the web, right, or in the blockchain. It's all about the utility behind the actual product, whether it's digital or physical.
Well, I think we also need to talk, since we're going with the theme of the event today, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
I tell me, hold on a second. Let us finish the chat, and then we can have a Q&A, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, no worries. Brilliant. Yeah, so since we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, let's talk about the ugly. Will the blockchains go green in the near future? Who should be exploring the ways of addressing it, the current flaws of blockchain?
Happy to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you talking about sustainability, like going green? Is that what you said?
Well, everyone talks about emissions and all of that. So, are we going to see, gas fees, everything? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's why people are waiting for ETH2. I think that's why people are moving towards Solana and Polygon. And I think overall with the industry, there is an awareness that something needs to be done, right? And how are we going to approach it? Once again, being figured out. All new technologies, you could say, when they start, unfortunately, there is a lack of sustainability. I mean, unless literally it's an innovation to help the environment. So I think it's still being figured out, but it's something that we should all be aware of and also push for, or else I don't think this space is going to be something that a lot of people are going to want to support.
The NFT, I really have to think about the developers, and mostly the Web3 is wonderful, but we have to understand that that Web3 can't be the final technology to of NFTs, and I hope like platforms like Solana Labs and even Ethereum, right? They should be pulling forward, because without them, it's just going to make our life a lot more complicated for projects coming up. And people are really going to, especially with the volatility in the prices of these coins, it has a huge impact on how fast the industry can develop. So yeah, definitely need to go green on the gas fees for those who are interested in collecting NFTs.
Danish, is it true what I'm hearing about Ethereum? They're about to introduce zero gas solution in summer this year. Have you heard about it, Danish?
Ethereum's not. It'll be lower gas and a lot more efficient. The whole proof of stake merge is going to happen this year, so that will reduce dependence on specific miners. Yeah, I do think the minting that's really in reality, like, I mean, for example, I know certain L2s that have worked with marketing partners to bring about these news pieces so that people migrate over from Ethereum to their L2 solution, right? Appealing to the people who care about the environment but don't really know that running a node or minting something on Ethereum doesn't have a significant or like a material environmental impact as most people think. It's like running an AWS server, running a Google Cloud server. Like nobody's going after them, right? It's not. It's a little bit of miscommunication and a lack of understanding. I think most people just hold on to, certain bits of unresearched items that kind of align with their own causes. But yes, I mean there are cheaper solutions out there, but the whole environmental impact of minting Bored Apes isn't exactly like the rainforest.
About the bad, we talked about. Let's talk about good. We're leaving the good stuff at the end. So for me, I think the pros of NFTs, one of the one that everyone is paying is value growth. As you probably know, CryptoPunk Hero was first sold for just over $2,000 on July 6, 2017. And the collector of the artwork refused to sell it until March 20, returned $7.5 million on investment. So I bet he's a happy chap. What are the pros of NFTs for you guys?
I think community, artists having more opportunity around financial and creative freedom. Similarly to people who like art and like technology, being able to get involved and support that money from it. So a new option for financial
So value generation is really a result of hype creation, but I think the good thing about NFTs is, and because it's true ownership, right? It's true identification, true ownership outside of it really is a tool for artists and creators to get paid what they're worth and generate a community without what you would call a middleman, right? So for example, I've spoken to record labels, I've spoken to artists, I've spoken to creators, and when you show them technology, they're amazed by it. It like gives them an outlet to be like, for example, the biggest example is Snoop just released a bunch of audio tracks and put them on Polygon, and they were released for a certain amount, and that's direct returns that go to him, right? And same with other artists who are going to release their albums directly to consumer without Warner Bros. taking a huge cut, without Def Jam coming in and taking 90% of their revenues, right? And one of the bigger things that we work with artists on is like, on the secondary sales, artists are never rewarded, right? So somebody buys your painting for $100,000 and next day he sells it for like $35 million. Like you've seen nothing of it, even though it is your work that's being pawned off. And so there's like the creator share that I'm a huge proponent of, that we can bake into the contracts, which means that you get 100% of the primary, and then you're still getting like 2%, 5% of the secondary sales, right? Because you're the creator. And so we're working with quite a few artists in releasing collections that allow them to have perpetual revenue streams, and not go broke, because a lot of artists end up going broke after releasing the works, right? So I think that's the real positive side of NFTs and the tech behind it.
But I think when you're mentioning music artists, Snoop Dogg, I've heard that he put out a tweet, was it for Solana or the Polygon, where he said, guys, if you want to go big, get me on board. So he sent a tweet out there. So obviously this may be part of the results of that. Did you hear about it, Dennis?
I didn't know which specific tweet it was. I saw the tweet when I heard the tracks that are on there. So he's just like tweeted out his collection, and they're audio clips that are free for people to use, copyright free, royalty free, that people can go on and make their own mixed tracks on. But I mean, I get the whole Snoop side of things where he's just kind of jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, we had Oana Ruxandra here just a couple of weeks ago. She's the EVP at Warner Music. As you may have heard, they've purchased beachfront property in the Sandbox. So we had her together with Sebastian Bourget, founder of the Sandbox. So it was an interesting way how they were talking about it. But we have a fast-growing community, a global community on this platform of the music artists. And I personally believe the NFTs provide them, as Shara mentioned, is ability to continue their work and provide the additional revenue stream, because obviously the streaming platform, they're robbing, they need that help. But I have to say, for me personally, by purchasing NFTs, I feel like I'm actively taking part in this technological evolution, because there's so much excitement at the moment around blockchain technology. So, I feel even the artists, that position the artwork in the galleries on our platform, when they sell it, they end up buying the artwork of the fellow artists. So there's that, the community approach that we're experiencing on this platform is just amazing. Felipe, what about you? What do you think are the biggest pros of NFTs? You deal with a lot of artists.
Yeah, definitely. I think, speaking with a lot of artists, the greatest thing is that we're seeing a lot more mainstream. So we're seeing a lot of mainstream getting involved in the space. And this is giving, the artists, I know from firsthand experience, spend a lot of time, trying to make sure that they can get a lot of brand awareness. So, the great thing is the more mainstream this is, the more, artists who are really, really talented, but maybe don't have all the necessary tools or teams to do NFTs, are now getting more platforms where they can launch their own collection and have their own launch pads, so they don't have to worry about the technical parts. So I think this is something that's really growing. You see that with the secondary marketplaces like Magic Eden, had grown basically like in 1 month. They had a huge, boost in growth, and people were, I don't know exactly how much they were selling, but they got popular very fast because they just created this platform where basically artists didn't really have to do much other than upload their art. So the easier and the more tools that come in the future, the more this space has to grow, and we'll see a lot more talented artists, especially artists that have like a special sort of message that they can convey, and they'll try to engage and find their way to grow. I think another great thing is that we're just at the very, very start. I mean, we're NFTs, like, I don't think this is just the very start, like the metaverse and everything. I mean, we're gonna see like big companies. I've also spoken to my friends. I was living in Japan for a while, so you see like companies like Nintendo and Sony PlayStation also, scoping around, seeing how they can now try to like, make products that involve are around NFTs. So once you see those players come in, and then you'll get the whole gaming section involved, then you can definitely see there's some pretty exciting stuff coming up. That's it.
That sounds great. So when will we see NFTs receive the mainstream adoption, Felipe?
I have a friend who's working right now at he works for one of these, I forget what it's called. It's a gaming company, and they're probably looking into the end of quarter 2023. So they're still kind of learning the market and the discovery phase. And once they do that, then I think they'll put in all their $1 billion of marketing, and we're going to see that mainstream big time.
Okay. Excellent. So why don't we ask our audience if they want to come and ask questions from our esteemed speaker faculty. Anybody would like to comment? Hey, Temi,
Good
how's it going, buddy?
morning. Good morning. Can
Good
you guys
morning.
hear
Good
me?
morning.
Hey,
Yeah, we can
Sean.
hear you perfectly. You all right?
Blessings to the panel. Thank y'all for coming and enduring this, onslaught of questions and bringing knowledge to this whole room. Appreciate you. I'm a music artist. My name's Ayutemi. I'm also a world builder, and I'm the creator of a genre called indigo rap. Guess my question is that, since we're having issues dealing with like figuring out the true value of some of these visual NFTs, to me it feels like music NFTs, they have the visual aspect and they also have the music, which is inherent utility, and then we can continue to add utility to it. I want to hear what you guys thought about music NFTs, and if you guys have anything in place like working with music NFTs, music NFT artists. I'm part of the Twitter. I'm part of the Bring. So yeah, I just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on music NFT specifically.
Yeah, great question. And thanks for being here. I think that, there's definitely a big growing community. I mean, if you think about social media and how it was popularized, musicians are always at the forefront. So it's not surprising that they're at the forefront of using this technology too, in these platforms. So, from the festival side, obviously Coachella, from big mainstream musicians, obviously like Snoop and a ton of DJs using NFTs in the metaverse. And I also see a lot of emerging artists. I mean, there's platforms like Sound XYZ. It's really interesting. Latasha, that's market putting her music videos up there and getting people to pay for that, and then invest back into the music and the production. So a lot of people are doing interesting stuff. It's just about finding those people and then seeing what's possible from there and how it can be applied to what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would like to hear from the other speakers as well, but I'm definitely creating narrative around what I'm calling Indigotopia and using my music NFTs to build community of super fans that truly connect with my music. So
and also Ed Balloon is doing some cool stuff. He's doing a lot of community building, but then he also has his series and music, and he's performing at events in the space. So I find that really cool to create this holistic community, like 360 community where you're online and you are sometimes just speaking and connecting, but then you're offline bringing your music there, and so the more people get to know you, the more they want to support what you're doing, right?
Yeah, it's super fly. What'd you say his name was, Eric?
Ed Balloon.
Ed Balloon.
He's doing interesting stuff. And Latasha, I mean,
I know Latasha.
I mean, everyone falls, and Sound XYZ, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm currently working with the thing with Sound XYZ that Web3 artists don't really like is that it's another funnel. In Web3, we as artists finally have the opportunity to reclaim our power with this stuff, and build community and determine the value that way. And I think Web2 has conditioned a lot of artists to look for a funnel. They've only released 65 artists on Sound XYZ. This is not a bashing Sound XYZ session, but I work with Mint Songs very closely. They're open platform, and you can mint, up to 50 editions for free on the Polygon mainnet. I've sold over 100 NFTs on there, and the community is very, lit, so to say.
What is it called? What is that called?
It's the Mint Songs, MINTSONGS, Mint Songs. It's also in my bio. But yeah, appreciate the dialogue, Queen. I'm connecting with all of y'all, and please don't be surprised if I come in your back channel, and because I have a lot of questions. But yeah, I would love to hear from the other two panelists regarding the music NFTs.
I'm just interesting. What do you find right now as the biggest bottleneck, like that you've run into? Maybe we could help you once you know that.
Bottleneck. Well, I've been growing the community for about 3 months now, and we're currently at 57 collectors. And the way that I do it is that my music NFTs, I make them very accessible, and they basically, one of the utility is that they act as a golden ticket into the Indigotopia community. And I guess my main bottleneck is communicating the narrative to a large audience. So the way that I've kind of solved for this is that once we reach 100 collectors, we'll migrate to Discord, and then I'll start to, really roll out the stories and the assets that I have. But that's been the main challenge for me. Like, how do I get people to understand the narrative of Indigotopia? Because it's so intricate. It's a world, and it's
I think you can just send me Connect, and I'll just send you the link there.
Okay.
Yep.
I've connected.
I think you can tap on my avatar, and I have the link.
Beautiful. Is that you,
Miss Craze, yeah, it's me. Miss Craze NFT project, and you'll see
nice.
The link to the website, and that's how you can get to our Discord.
Listen, I think Iotemi deserves an NFT, so I'll give you an instruction later to access our private Discord channel, Iotemi.
Let's go.
Done. Yeah, let's get all the speakers in there as well, so you can have a private chat with them. Theo, what's your question?
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon. It's about to be afternoon over here in New York. I'm a freelance brand strategist over here in New York, and what I wanted to ask you guys is it pertains to the actual consumer base for NFTs. What we're really seeing is the consumer now become like a shareholder, right? And we're beginning to see them maybe not really be used to being the shareholder or being an active member of a community, right? Aside from just receiving an item or receiving an experience or receiving, something exclusive, we're now seeing them also be active engagers or active engagement aficionados in the actual projects themselves. What do you think, I guess, we could do as projects, or what do you think marketers could do to kind of better help this education and this adoption point? Because if you notice, we are seeing consumers, the moment something doesn't go the way that they anticipate, they're calling something a rug, they're calling something a scam, they're saying, they're attacking the founders. And yet, if you look at it from a shareholder's perspective, shareholders are kind of used to things not going 100% right and giving something time, right? So what do you think we could do to kind of expedite that process of understanding, or do we just leave it alone and let nature take its course?
All right. I'll answer. I think that it's about communication, transparency, and continuing the dialogue, right? In the past, corporations, like the PR damage, press release, this, that, which definitely you need to be strategic with all of that, including as things go down or even before things go down. So there feels like there's a respect and an understanding between the leaders of the space and the community or consumers. So I think that's really key. Having ambassadors in the community is really key. So they could also, they have a space to represent what's happening too and be there. And they feel like there's a loyalty and they have a piece of it in a way. So I think engaging people in that way, and then education. Yeah, I see a lot of projects where they're adding, and I encourage this when I'm advising consulting, like adding how to set up a wallet, like any questions they're seeing from their community in terms of confusion, they're responding directly, whether it be having, Twitter spaces about it, having a video about it, like using that as a tool and a way to figure out what you need to bring your community versus ignoring it, right? And then also bringing people together, whether it be in Discord, obviously, or offline around those things too. So I think the more you have that community building in a real way, the better, so that when shit goes down, people are ready to have real discussions versus just say, fuck you.
Okay. Who else got a question? Guys, don't forget, we're giving NFTs out. Let's participate. Anybody's got a question for Danish? He's getting a bit bored.
By the way, I would love if other people have any answers to that, any of the other panelists.
Well, if you got time, then yeah, Danish.
You were spot on. You were spot
Yeah, no,
on.
I was gonna chime in, same thing. I mean, part of it is letting nature take its toll, because I mean, you know, there needs to be a general understanding built by people in this space, and you can't really shove things down their throat. But on the other hand, I do completely agree that it's for existing projects and for new ones, it's all about communication and over communication. Always have to be in touch with people. You always make sure your community management is on point. Every action you're taking, you need to tell the community, because again, the community is how every project kind of succeeds. And because we're in a digital space, and not every NFT holder is a crypto native, so a lot of them don't really know how the space kind of works, and so they get very jittery when it's just, you know, a digital environment, right? So they can't physically see something, can't physically touch something or someone or whatever. And in that case, you always have to, you know, reassure them, tell them you're still working on things, what you're working on, every action you're taking, because people freak out, and it's very easy to lose confidence. It takes, you know, one person to light a match and the whole thing goes up in flames, sort of thing. So yeah, it's always about effective and over communication.
Okay. We had Casey. Hello, Casey. Let's Anthony to ask his question. He came on first.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear Anthony.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Anthony. I'm one of the co-founders at AnyWeb. We're a Web3 game publishing startup. I just had so one of the biggest trends I've seen among, like, you call it Web3 games, blockchain gaming, whatever term you use for it, is a big trend I've seen is when you have these new play-to-earn games that are coming out. I've been seeing a lot of people when they have their Genesis NFTs or their first wave of NFTs, because they start with an NFT collection, and the idea is that you can have these NFTs that you can buy right now, and when they fully develop their game, you can actually use them in game. I'm a huge advocate for it. I think it's, you know, the future of gaming, but a big problem I have with it is a lot of up and coming play to earn companies are selling their initial NFTs for, you know, I've seen as much as half an Ethereum. I've seen multiple Ethereum, so like tens of thousands of dollars for, you know, just a single in-game asset to be used. And I was wondering if you guys had any sort of input or just your personal opinion on whether you think that this is a sustainable model to be used in the coming time as play-to-earn gaming really starts to take off.
Well, let me just give you a little bit about that. Well, when I was talking to a friend of mine who works for Nintendo, so right now the whole they're still, just for you to understand, like the big players that are involved in NFT, they still don't fully understand the potential of the whole space, right? So they're still quite, you know, in some way skeptical. But they're building teams right now, and they're bringing in people who understand like the whole technology part and the whole, like, how to basically, you know, how can an NFT become part of the ecosystem in the gaming world, in terms of, you know, like going through from like different platforms, going from like you know, playing in with like PS4 and PS5s and, you know, Xbox and so on. So I think you'll start seeing a lot more things coming up in the next few years, when they have actually like intel from people that have been in the space for a while, and the whole way how they're going to interact with the current projects. I'd say that they're obviously going to try to find a way to monetize as much as possible. That's something that, unfortunately, like all big companies are interested, because it's it's their target. I mean, like you can't, they're not going to be like like, yeah, sure, let's build something and win a lot of money. They're still multinational companies with KPIs and everything, but if in either way, they're still going to try to like conduct research with the bigger projects and see how they can help them, and they're going to try to gain they're going to try to build on the brand awareness of projects that already have them and they have a loyal community. So be expecting a lot of things coming up, but still like a bit too early for that, because they're still kind of like, you still don't understand exactly how to do what to do. That's what I heard. Yeah.
Thank you. Casey. Hello, Casey. How are you?
Hi, Sean. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this event. Yeah, it was really interesting to hear from you all. So, actually, a NFT artist from Southeast Asia, but I'd just like to ask, like, the panel, like, what are your hopes for this NFT space? Yeah.
Danish, let's start with you then, for a change.
Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, sure. So it's like, what's your hope for this NFT space?
Wow, it's pretty. It could go on forever. I think it's a very interesting cross section of actual real world utility usage of everything really intertwined with the actual application of blockchain technology, right? So I've been in space for 11 years now, and now this is where obviously people are into tokens and all this other stuff. Some people don't understand it. People are still questioning Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. I think the NFT space is really kind of getting a wider is getting wider adoption. I think like more, I don't want to use the word in a negative way, but like more normies, like people who aren't in the industry, are actually coming to the fold. So it's like a very good way to make people understand, get them into the ecosystem. It's a great acquisition tool, and I think it's just going to continue. I think we hopefully move past this entire, as I said, there was a lot of scams. There's still a lot of scams. This whole money grab phase of it to actually making a difference, changing the world for the better, and getting, rewarding artists, rewarding creators, backing causes that actually matter, and doing it around this technology side of things. Because I think it applies to everything. It applies to, somebody mentioned Coachella. Like, Coachella tickets are now going to be NFTs. And, there's actual causes behind, for example, World of Women, and you could actually like really make a difference using just simple pixels that you'd see, or it doesn't even have to be that. It just has to be like actual true ownership and actual true reward. So I think my hope for this is to actually kind of, use this as a stepping stone for people to understand the technology behind it and how it can actually make a difference in the world. Like, for example, you could have votes as NFTs. Like, that would be, and it's immutable. It's, for example, like you won't have, events such as the recount that happened when the US election happened, right? Like that's not that if there were NFT votes, like it would never be a question at all. It's like just true existence in blockchain that's easily verifiable. So yeah, I think my hopes are that it will be applied to most industries, and most use cases are going to expand across various verticals. And I think it's going to be like a great acquisition tool for getting regular folks onto the idea that the underlying tech is something that they can interact with, and they can actually see the difference and understand the wider crypto ecosystem, so to speak.
Thank you. Roland, come to the stage, buddy. How's it going? You okay? No, go back to the stage. Come a bit up. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
You're all standing by the edges. There you go.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I have a question, and I would like to hear some comments. Like, do you know that this crypto things, like there was some time that people were talking about, let's talk about Bitcoin, and at some point it was too late to jump on it, you know? It was too high, and there was like a new opportunity, so people start looking into altcoins, right? To do the investment in order to get some profit, right? But from the NFT standpoint, I think, what do you think about the good, the bad, and the ugly of jumping into the NFT world right now? So do you think it's too late, or do you think it's a good time to do it? What will be your opinion on that?
That's a good question, huh? That's a good question. Shira?
Yeah, I don't think it's too late necessarily. My wonder is, will there be the same gains? Like, will there be a new NFT that emerges as big as the blue chips that we know right now, right? So like that start so low and that have so much upside. A lot of things I'm seeing are more, you can definitely make some money on it, but it's more about connection, community building, utility, what you get from it, and then possibly holding long term and being part of the community. So that's the one thing I think people hear a lot of these stories about. Yeah, I bought this for $150, and now it's worth a few $100,000. I'm wondering if there will be as many of those in the future. There will need to be, because it's when YouTube started. There will always be YouTubers and people that emerge and TikTokers, and you could say it's too late, but there will always be new ones, but it's just not as many pop as they did in the beginning, because it's just that there was less people in the space.
Excellent. How are we doing for time, guys?
Well, it's 9:06.
I actually had a hard stop like 6 months ago. So.
Okay.
And I don't know if that helped the answer, but
Yeah, that was the answer.
All right, then. We've got one more person on the stage right now, Delonte. John, I have a quick question, and we should wrap it up.
Oh yeah. No, I actually had a pitch earlier. Not a pitch, but something to add to the conversation.
Delonte, I think we just want to have a Q&A, buddy. I don't mean to interrupt. I don't know if Sarah wants to ask a question. You can stay on the stage just to make a contribution, but if Sarah's got a question, let's just ask them a question, eh?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm new to the NFT space. Oh, hello. Sorry, my name is Sarah. I'm new to the NFT space. Actually, I am a creator. I do have a collection. I am an artist. Well, my husband is, but I help him with all the social networking and trying to connect him with everything. Do you have any advice on how to start, or what platform we should launch our project? His project is just art. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Anybody want to suggest what chains Sarah's husband should be using?
I think from a tech point, I couldn't give you any advice there. I mean, I'm not have like my other people in my team that know more about tech, but feel free to connect. But in terms of focus on community, focus on engagement. Try to get your try to find tools and people that can clearly understand and know how to communicate your husband's art. Try to find a unique point on how, and try to find your niche within the community, and make sure that whatever you build is, like try to like be part of an ecosystem. Try to find out like what people will do with your NFT like in a day. Say you sell out and you're already in the second marketplace. So try to like look for like the long-term things and try to collaborate with as many artists. There's a lot of artists just like your husband who are just starting. So sometimes it helps to to just to be part of these places like this, like Connect.Club. It's a great place. A lot of artists coming here. So try to find ways to collaborate. Try to find ways that you can help each other's projects out. And throughout, you'll make. I'm 100% sure that you'll find ways, and artists that will help you grow, and you can grow together, and kind of build that sort of project from nothing, right? Because a lot of artists are very creative, but you need definitely like a project lead that knows exactly where you have to be at what point and at what stage, should your project be at any certain point, kind of thing. So yeah.
Excellent. Listen, guys. Thank you, Sarah. I think we should respect our speakers' time. Let them go, and thank you very much, Danny, Shara, Felipe, for all your inputs. Allow me to connect with you guys as well. Let me come here. Okay. Oh yes, I'm connecting with Shara. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me just do Danish. Danish, I'm connecting with you guys.
Great.
Top of my avatar. Let's connect. I'm definitely interested in Danish's exchange platform. There's a couple of things I wanted to run by you. And Shara, we do a lot of stuff here. I think as a podcaster and a Web3 enthusiast, you'd be an asset. We'd love to have a further conversation with you. We've got a music festival that's coming up.
Cool.
I think you'd be interested in it. So
amazing. Well, yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, follow me everywhere at Shira Lazar. It's the same username as here.
Perfect. Well, tap on my avatar. You need to connect with me. There is a connect next to my photo. Danish, same with you. Yeah, sorry. Perfect. Last announcement.
Amazing.
Guys, I'd like to remind you that everyone who is in the room, on the stage and near the stage, you can have the possibility to gain NFT token. To do this, you need to send your wallet number to our support chat. Our support chat is in the main menu, the button with the question. So you need to tap the arrow right now, and you will see in the right bottom of your screen this button, this question button. You press it and you will appear at our support chat. So please do it, and we will give you NFT tokens with the exclusive access to our Discord channel. Also, if you click on my profile, you can get to our common Discord channel, where you can share your experience and meet other people. And also, guys, be aware that we have a new club, which is called United Metaverse Club by Connect.Club. Also, you can click on my profile and find this club. Please enter, and we will have a lot of great events about building the metaverse.
So sorry, where do we go to the Discord? I don't see the button.
You need to tap to the arrow, and you will see the button with the question. This is to send your wallet number. If you want to go to our Discord, you click on my profile or Sean's profile, and here's the text, join Connect.Club Discord. Do you see it right now?
Hi there.
No, sorry.
How's it going? Hi there. Listen,
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
So basically, on the bottom left-hand corner, you know that arrow that points down?
Yes, I went
to
to
get
that.
to the hall. Yeah, next to the start a room, there is a question button that takes you to your support department. All right, and you can send the information about your wallet there.
Okay,
wallet
so
address, right?
Okie dokie. Anybody's got any questions about how to submit your wallet, how to claim your NFT? Do come to the welcome room as well, isn't it, Maria?
Yes, it's a great idea. So you can come to welcome room and have
Great.
this information.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us over.
Thank you so much,
Have a
guys.
great day.